Oh, let me turn the sound up a little bit. I'm quiet. Hello, Bryony. How are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right. How's your bank holiday weekend apart from being like Jerry the Berry?
Oh yeah, it's hot. It is warm. I've just got back from being away, so had a nice chill time. So
Nice. Where did you go? Was it Hunstanton?
no, it's a place called Hornsey, so it's up in Yorkshire, so near an
Oh,
hour away from Hull. No, 40 minutes away from Hull, something like that. So very
I didn't. I
quiet
didn't.
coastline.
I didn't notice that part on your Instagram story. I was just distracted by the waffles. I think you put on there the location. I was just like, waffles.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was perfect.
So we're going to talk a little bit today about your journey with us,
Yeah.
and obviously you've been with us for a little while now. Absolutely, genuinely do love working with you. Like you're an
Mm.
absolute legend. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about your journey, how things were before you started with us, how you found the process so far. So I guess my first question to you would be was what was the thing in the first place that made you choose GS coaching?
I had got myself into the biggest slump, I think, after COVID, after a few deaths in the family, and then my mental health kind of like spiraled a little bit where I was using food, like I guess, as a crutch a little
Mhm.
bit. And I was kind of like eating because just going to the shop and getting a pizza or just getting something quick and easy, or I'd have something on toast because I couldn't be bothered to cook. I didn't have the
Mhm.
mental capacity to cook. I just didn't want to do anything, and I'd rather just eat, or I'd get some chocolate and I'd eat some chocolate. So it was just, I just needed to figure out. I think my sister had realized I was like it, and my sister was trying to get me to go to the gym, and I don't know, and I was talking to my stepsister about it, and then she mentioned you because she knew you anyway, and she was doing it. And I looked into it, and I was just like, I'm going to message her. I think I'm going to message her because I really need to do something about this. So
Mhm. And do you remember, like, was there a particular point where you kind of hit and you thought, I really need to do something about this? Do you remember having like a pivotal moment that
yeah.
made you really think I need to change?
Yeah, my best friend took a beautiful photo. I think I started with you maybe, I think it was about September time. No, it was about
Yeah,
October time because it was
October, I think,
just,
wasn't it?
yeah, it was October a couple of years ago. And the previous New Year, I had been through a really bad struggle, and my mental health was quite rock bottom. And I had been to the doctor. I tried to sort myself out, but my weight had quite creeped up, that I was very heavy for my height because I'm quite short. And my best friend took a lovely photo of me and her little boy, and he was just asleep on me on New Year. And I looked at the photo and I love that photo, and I will never not love that photo for because he's got special needs, and he was just cuddling me. And but I looked massive in it. And I
Mm.
looked at the photo and I was mortified how big I was. And I actually showed my brother that photo at the weekend when I was away with him. And I was like, look at the difference in me. Like, look how big I was. And
Mm.
but you don't realize it until afterwards.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So you probably look back now and you're like, oh my
Wow.
God.
Yeah.
And do you think that's because when you're in that kind of state, do you think it's almost like a little bit of bury your head in the sand, I don't feel great, so you
Yeah.
just kind of almost ignore the fact,
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because I was in such a delicate state, I guess, my mum always said to me, like, I would never have said anything to you because I didn't want to trigger you even more, but I was
Mm.
getting quite worried about you. So I was like, and you don't know that until after the fact.
Yeah, it's really difficult when you've got a family member in that scenario because you don't know what to do for the best, do you? Because you
No.
think, I want to help them come away from that, but I don't want to also point out the fact of
Yeah.
where this is going because you don't know how that person's going to take it. I will never forget my mom was in a situation quite similar where she had to have an operation on both of her feet. So she'd gone from being a post lady to running marathons and being super active. And then she had to have an operation on both of her feet. She couldn't run anymore. She had to retire from doing the post. And she struggled really badly with her mental health. And she stopped going to the gym. She stopped doing everything and just completely stopped looking after herself. And I remember my dad bought her a year's gym membership for Enderby, Everyone Active. I can't remember if it was for Christmas or for her birthday. And I was like, oh shit. Like, this is going to go one way or the
Mm.
other. She's either going to lose it and be like, you calling me fat, like you saying I need to do this, or she's going to be really happy. And I'll never forget, like, sitting there, like, watching her open it. And she was like, she took it really well. And it was
Yeah.
a real turning point for my mum then. But you just don't know when someone's in that mental state,
Yeah.
are they going to see it as an
Yeah.
olive branch, or are they going to see it as I already feel shit and now you're trying to make me feel even more shit?
Yeah.
So I completely get
Yeah.
that.
And like, I think my sister had been trying to figure out how to do it. And I think it had got to the September, I think it was like late August, early September. She rang me one Saturday morning. I'm going to the gym. You're going to come with me.
Mm.
Because she was like, you will get there and you will like it. I know you will like it. And I mean, now you can't get me out of it, but like literally
That
there.
makes you right.
Yeah, honestly, I have said that to her. I was like, you were right, and then you know you were right. She was like, you should have started it sooner, shouldn't you? And I was like,
I'm here now.
I'm here
That's what
now.
matters. And did you have any kind of reservations before joining us? Any kind of worries and concerns?
No, because I actually thought, what have I got to lose?
Mm, that's actually a really good way of looking at it.
Yeah, I thought, I think I did it. I'm sure I did it for about a year. On the first, I think my first one was a year, and I was like, I've got nothing to lose. The amount I'm spending on crap food and eating badly, and I just need to invest in myself because it is an
Mm.
investment.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And you think it's sometimes trying to get people to see that can be quite difficult because they will happily spend the money on the very things that's keeping them stuck feeling shit. But then when it comes to actually spending the money, and I think sometimes it comes from, well, a lot of the time, I think it comes from a place of fear as
Mm.
to I can spend my money on a takeaway and that's going to make me feel better temporarily. But then if I spend my money on a coach or a gym membership or whatever, then it isn't a guarantee that it's going to make me feel better unless I actually put the work in. So I think sometimes it can come from fear. But I guess when you started with us, how quickly was it that you started to notice a difference, to feel better, to look different?
I mean, pretty quickly. I think I started. I think my call. It was the October, just before the October half term, and I'd booked the Friday off to go where I'd just been at the weekend. I went away with my dad and my stepmom, and we had the call before I left, and I had
Mm.
that call on this Friday morning, and I went away that weekend, and then by the following week, I'd lost £3, 3 kilos or £3. I can't remember what it was initially, but I'd lost weight and I'd been away. I'd eaten out, I'd done loads, and I wasn't really on it per se because I don't think you did my meal plan until a few days, like until over that weekend anyway, so it hadn't really started, but I was being very mindful
Mhm.
and I was doing a lot of walking, and I don't know, I think I kind of like my head had changed.
Yeah, that's amazing. So like within a week,
Yeah.
I like feeling different already.
Yeah.
And do you think that was like from like a clarity of headspace as well?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I think I'd clarified in my mind that it was the best thing to do, and I just kind of focused and went on it. And that, do you know what? Those first few months, other than I didn't have much going on other than Christmas or after that, I lost a good chunk of weight quite quickly. I mean, I've been up and down, but I've been seeing the definition go along. Like I've not really put any weight on really, other than when I've been on holiday, and then it's come off quite quickly and stuff like that. So
Yeah, 100%. And how that ties quite nicely into the next question, actually. How do you feel that being with us has had either a positive or a negative impact on your social life? Have you found it difficult to manage, or have you found it quite easy?
no, I found it quite easy because I mean, I'll go through stages of not going out at all. And then I'll go through stages of having loads going on in a week. So, like, actually, the last few weeks, I've had to message her, like, I'm going on an ad hoc night out. What can I eat off this menu? Like, I want to make sure, even though I've got a good idea of what I can have,
Mhm.
I will always message you and make sure if I've already had my off plan. Or I just think, I mean, I'm not a big drinker anyway, and I don't really drink. And I went on a bottomless brunch a couple of weeks ago and I had a couple of drinks, but that was it because I didn't, it doesn't work well with me. It doesn't make me feel great anyway. So I try and stay away from it. But I had a couple of drinks. I enjoyed it. And I think my friends felt like not that it's all about the drink, but had a little bit more of a relaxing, not that you need it, but
Yeah.
and then had some nice food and stuff like that. But it doesn't stop. Like we'll always be able to manage it in there.
Yeah. And yours is very much like that. It's quite similar to a lot of the ladies, to be honest, where they'll go like 3, 4 weeks and there's not really anything on.
Mm.
And then you'll be like, right, I've got a baby shower, I've got an afternoon tea, I've got a weekend away. And it's like all these things we need to work out and navigate.
Yeah.
But we've managed to do that and
Yeah.
still managed to. I think in all of the time, I was actually speaking to Simon about this morning, said, oh, I've got Bryony on a call later. I was like, in all of the time that Bryony's worked with me, although we've had times where progress has been steady, you've always made progress. There's
Yeah.
not been a period where you've worked with me, no matter what's gone on, that you've taken a step backwards. It's always been progress. We've always managed to put one foot in the right direction,
Yeah.
which is really, really important. I mean, the longevity of your journey and your results is going to be far easier to maintain, that's for sure.
Yeah.
How do you feel now when it comes to like outfits and choosing what to wear? Have you noticed that since you've lost weight, do you feel different? Do you pick different clothes?
I feel different. I try and pick different clothes. I do still have a little bit in the back of my mind that will always go to that comfort outfit kind of thing. So my mum got married recently, and when I was looking at outfits with my sister, I was going to the more baggier kind of thing, or like
Mhm.
a kind of like an A-line kind of thing. And she's like, you don't need to wear that because your body looks so much different nowadays. You don't need to wear that. And it took me a while. Still take after two and a bit years down the line. It still is a struggle in that kind of respect, but I'm doing it. If that makes any sense, what I've just said, I just need to train my mind.
Yeah, I think sometimes it can take people a while to kind of realize that the body's changed and actually accept that the body's changed
Yeah,
because you probably felt so not good for so
yeah,
long that it's almost like accepting the fact like this is okay now. Like I feel okay. It can be
yeah.
quite a challenging step to take, can't it?
Yeah, and then actually, the outfit I actually did pick was so lovely, and I got so many compliments on it because I looked so different to what I usually look. So,
It did look amazing. It's a beautiful colour as well.
my mum's favourite colour.
It was absolutely stunning. And I guess like we touched a little bit on this earlier before, obviously we spoke before the call. How do you feel? Because obviously I know when you started with us that you'd been in a really bad place mentally for quite a period of time. How do you feel now that the way that you eat and the way that you train has made a difference to your mental health?
Oh, uh, beyond words. I don't even know how to describe it. I was in a very bad period of just going to work, coming home and sitting down and doing nothing, and I didn't really have much to do. I live on my own. I don't, like, as we said, we've got the social things, but on the whole, like, there'll be a good chunk of time, especially in the evenings in the week. I don't really do a lot, and then sometimes I'll do loads, but I would just sit down and do nothing. Whereas now I have a focus. I'm very regimented with the gym. I always try and do it on the same days, and I try and do more at the weekends because it's easier. I'd rather have more time to spend on my workout rather than trying to rush it in the evenings. Or I'd rather be able to do steps in the evenings because sometimes I've got an office job, so I will be sitting down. If I don't go out for a walk at lunch, I sometimes have loads of steps to do in the evening. But it
Mm.
just helps my mind, and actually doing that and going out and doing more steps, just putting my headphones on and just going for a walk. It's so nice, and it's made me actually do that, and it's given me a head it's given my head a change, if that makes sense. What I've just said there.
Yeah, no, 100%. I always say to people, like, the gym's the only thing that keeps my head relatively
Yeah.
screwed on.
Yeah.
People think, I can't start now because I'm not in a good place mentally. I'm like, I would not be in a good place mentally if I was not doing this. Let's put
No,
it that way.
exactly. And I mean,
It's,
I never thought I would be the kind of person to actually go to the gym on holiday, but I am. And the last couple of holidays, I've gone to the gym in the mornings. So,
and this is another question for you because I know, like, the way that you train now from when you first started with us, I know obviously you were new to the gym when you first started with
yeah.
us, but the intensity that you train at now and the kinds of exercises you do in probably parts of the gym that you maybe wouldn't have dared go in before,
Mm.
does that feel like, because I know for me personally, it makes me feel like it's like a super fucking powerful badass being able to train in that way. And I guess for you, have you noticed now you're being able to train to a higher intensity, like you're stronger, your form is a lot better? Has that made a difference to how you feel about yourself as well?
Yeah, it's made me feel so, I don't know, what's the word? Just so like happy with myself and so proud. That's the word I was
Mm.
looking for. Because I just feel like, I mean, there's certain places in the gym where a lot of the men go and you're in the free weights area, and it's like, I don't care. I will go in there. I will sit on a bench. I will do what I need to do. And I'll look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, I can see a bit of a muscle popping there. Like, it makes me really happy.
Yeah, because I think a lot of the time a lot of people start because they want to lose weight.
Yeah.
But then it's looking at things as the bigger picture. And yes, the weight loss is great. And yes, feeling good in clothes is great. And yes, it's good to be healthy and all of those things. But I think often people don't realize the benefit of weight training in regards to absolutely nothing to actually do with what you look
Yeah.
like, but how it makes you feel as a person.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable.
Yeah. Definitely. Just makes me, it's changed my life, honestly.
Mm. And I look at you now when you're sending your videos through, and I'm like, look at her, she's such a little badass. What do you feel since you've been with us, what do you feel has been the most valuable part of the process or the thing that you've learned the most?
um, Learning how, like, the nutrition and the weights and everything, how it all comes together, like knowing everything that pulls it all together, and just learning, like, I cook for myself, and a lot of things, if there's a jar on there or if there's anything like that, I will literally just cook it all and then freeze portions, and then it's just easier. And then sometimes the evenings are easier then. But it's that kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, just understanding how to put everything together and how
Yeah.
everything works.
Yeah.
And I guess, like, how do you feel now, just in general, like the way that you live your life, how is that different now from when you first started with us?
Um, it's way more free, relaxed, I guess. Less. I'm just less conscious of doing things, if that makes sense, and I'm just kind of like enjoy it.
Mm. And I remember when we did like an interview like this a while back, didn't we? And it was like the best story ever. The banana boat.
Yeah.
The banana, have you been on a banana boat since?
No, because I refuse to.
Because I remember, was that kind of one of the things that, like, right at the beginning of your journey, was that also one of the moments that kind of made you think, right, I really need to do something about this?
Yeah, so that was in the July before I started in the October, and obviously in the a couple of weeks later, my sister made me go to the gym. So I think
Oh, you're going to say she made you go on a banana boat then?
no, and I think she obviously realised, but I physically just couldn't get back on the banana boat because I didn't have that strength, and I didn't have that. I just couldn't pull myself up. Whereas
Mm,
now I would be able to pull myself up. But
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Do you know, there was a conversation I was having with a lady the other day that said something, and I was like, it really, really got me thinking, and it'd be really interesting to kind of have like your standpoint on this as well. Where this woman really wanted to make a change. She was really not happy with what she looked like. But I felt speaking to her that it wasn't of urgency. It was kind of like, I'm not happy, but it's not really that big of a deal if I don't do anything about it. So I was just honest. I was like, you don't seem like it's that much of a big deal to you. And to be honest, to get the result that you want, it has to become a big deal. And she was like, yeah, it's not really a big deal to me. And I was like, can I ask why? And she was like, well, I just think there's more to life than what I look like.
Mm.
And I was like, it hit me in the stomach. It was almost like, when you go over a speed bump, and I was like,
Yeah,
fucking hell, like, okay. I like to think there's a lot more to me than what I look like. But then I put it in a different spin to this woman, and I was like, how someone looks is the least important and least impressive part of someone's journey,
yeah,
but rather the quality of life.
yeah,
And like what you say there with like the banana boat, I look and I think the things that I do with my life because I'm confident and I'm capable that I can do those things
yeah.
allows me to have more fun. It allows me to have more experiences. So I guess like I'd be interested to know your kind of stance on that as to there's more to life than what you look like, yes. But other than just like the surface level stuff of being able to wear different clothes and being more confident, how do you feel it's impacted your life on a deeper level?
It's given me something to focus on, and um, I guess there definitely is more to life than how you look, but it is also sometimes how you look is how you feel, and sometimes you don't. If I feel like I don't look right, I don't feel like I portray the right thing, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And I just it's just helped me on leaps and bounds in terms of my I was so in my shell, and I feel like I'm not in my shell anymore, and I feel like
Mm,
I'm a bit more me. I
mm,
don't know how that's so it isn't how how I look is a secondary benefit to this
yeah.
journey, I think.
Yeah, 100%. I feel exactly the same. I think I look good as a byproduct of how I care for myself.
Yeah,
And I think that that's a very different way of looking at it rather than it being like, oh, I want to do this so that I look a certain way.
yeah,
It's kind of like, I want to look after my body so I feel good. And then I so happen to look good as a result of that as well.
yeah,
But yeah, when I was like, that's actually like a really, and it's something that I'm going to speak a little bit more about like on my social media because there 100% is more to life than what you look like. But like
yeah,
exactly what you said, how you feel is very much correlated to what you look like.
yeah,
Because if you feel good in yourself, you want to take care of yourself more, don't you? You want to eat
yeah,
better, you want to look after yourself more. Whereas when you feel like I know when I felt shit in myself from my binge eating, like I actually just didn't care. And
yeah,
that's where like I'll talk about it on my social media, talk about it to like you guys a lot. I'm like, take care of yourself, shave
yeah,
your legs, put your nice perfume on, put a little bit of makeup on,
yeah,
because that all transpires into how you feel about yourself and how
yeah,
you go about your day-to-day life, doesn't it?
yeah.
At least all of my clients have got smooth legs. Always go like, shave your legs. Okay.
Oh,
Here's a question for you that I've not actually got written down, but I think we should cover it anyway. You've done a couple of photo shoots with us, which you
yeah.
look absolutely amazing in. If I'd have said to you when you very first started with me that you'll be in your, what did someone call them the other day, one of my clients, in your ninnies? I was like, in your ninnies? She was like, yeah, in my ninnies. If you'd have been in your ninnies, if I'd have said to you, you're going to do a photo shoot in your ninnies when you started, what would you have thought?
Never, never.
Why?
Because I didn't think I'd have the confidence to do that.
Yeah.
Um, and I had the utmost confidence doing both of them. Like the first one, I was so nervous, but everyone made me feel so much more comfortable. And then the second one, I had one of my best friends with me as well, because she had joined the group from work. And it was really nice to do stuff like that together as well. And it was even more empowering. So I had one a little bit once I'd got to a point, and then I feel like I'm a little bit further down the line. So I've got a couple of things to compare to, and then maybe we'll do one a little bit towards the end. So,
And were you surprised, when you got the pictures back, when you actually looked at them, when you were like,
wow.
I actually like these? Like, was that a surprise to you?
Yeah, very much a big surprise. I was surprised. Like my brother said this at the weekend. Oh, you've been doing your lingerie things again. I don't want to open my Facebook or Instagram to see that. And I'm like, well, it's no different from me wearing a bikini. So
Yeah, 100%. 100% it
but
is.
if your older brother can't say that to you, then no one can they?
I know, I know. I think one of my obviously Reese, my male bridesmaid. I never forget when I did my first lingerie shoot, and he was like, "Mate, like what? I feel like I've just seen my sister naked. Like you can't do that. You can't put things like that up." Oh God, hilarious. Would you do another one?
Oh yeah.
Yay!
Yay, yay. So we'll see. You
We'll do
can
another one,
we'll do
definitely.
another one.
You can come to the haunted house one with me when I've decided we're going to do that.
Oh yeah, that'll be excellent.
It'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so
I
excited
definitely
for that.
want to do it. I so want to do it. I will absolutely shite myself, but I still
Oh,
want to do
I love stuff like that. Yeah, definitely.
it. I do as well. And finally, would you recommend GS coaching to friends and family? And if so, why?
Oh yeah. Um, it's life changing. Like
Mm,
I honestly feel like you have changed my life, and like I've got a really great relationship with you. Like I love working with you as well, and it's changed my life. It's changed my outlook on life. It's changed how I feel about myself and how I portray myself. And I don't know, just how I look after myself. Like, because I probably never would have even, but I think I was in that bigger cycle that I was almost binge eating, like you would say, but I wouldn't make myself ill, sick or anything like that. But I just would overeat constantly. And
mm,
I just don't do that anymore. And I don't, it's just changed my life, and it's changed how I feel about everything. It's changed how I feel about even just being at home alone and being in that mindset of just plodding along, if that makes sense.
mm. Do you feel like you've got a bit more of a clearer path for your future now?
Yeah, definitely. Like I'm almost 40. I feel like I'm in a really good space. Um, yeah, and I feel like I focused on myself, and that's the best thing to do.
100%. And you do not look like it's so weird, when you say like you're 40, you do not look it at all. Like it's so crazy, which is a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, I got ID'd for one of those candle lighter things a few months
Did
ago. That
you?
really annoyed me because I didn't have anything on me. And you have to be 16 to buy those, and they refused to give me one. I was like, no.
Oh, that's hilarious. Brilliant. No, I really appreciate you doing that. And we shall continue on Mission Badass together
Yes, we shall.
and get you there. Let me just turn the recording off 1 second. Why can I not see how to stop recording? There we go.